Hey all, welcome to Share Trek. This is Raj here. Hope you guys are having a good weekend. I have some good news for you to share about Intellia as there is a release data on NTLA 2002 and it's good data out there. But before I start, I would request that you consider pressing the like button while watching this video. And if you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe and press the notify button so that you get to see all the videos that I post. And I must confess that at this point of time, I'm really working flat out because I'm trying to produce all the videos needed to account for my vacation, which is starting from the 18th onwards all the way up to 29th. I'm taking a small break, as I mentioned earlier, but I want to make sure that all of you have some video to watch, and I want it to be meaningful videos, not just videos for the sake of filling time. So I've had to do a lot of research and try to find non-time sensitive items so that I can put it on those days. And apart from that, I might also consider dropping in small video clips recorded on my iPhone if I'm able to do that. And I hope that you all stay subscribed and that you continue watching the videos and give me the break that I'm trying to take, the 10-day break. And when I come back, I'll renew myself and give you even better videos as we go ahead. With that said, let's get started. Welcome back, friends. We have not spoken about Intellia for a while, and I would like to start with a reminder. NTLA 2002 is an in vivo genome editing candidate designed to prevent angioedema attacks in patients with hereditary angioedema, which is also called as HAE, which is the short form. And after a single dose of NTLA 2002, patients are supposed to get relief. And that is what is currently being evaluated in a phase 1/2 study. The therapy received the US FDA orphan drug designation back in September 2022. So Intellia is moving pretty fast to give us some results out here. Hereditary angioedema, I'm going to just give you a brief background of it because these are all conditions which are not very commonly spoken about except for the people who suffer from it and their family. So just to give you a brief background of what HAE is, it's a very rare and potentially life-threatening genetic condition that involves recurrent attacks of swelling, severe swelling, which is called as angioedema, in various parts of the body, including the hands, feet, genitals, stomach, face, and or throat. Swelling in the airway can restrict breathing and can be very fatal. Episodes may be triggered by physical trauma or emotional stress. However, swelling often occurs without a known trigger. Symptoms of HAE usually appear early in life, most often by the age of 13, and may increase in severity after puberty. Because HAE is so rare, it can take as long as a decade to obtain an accurate diagnosis after symptoms are first experienced. When untreated, an HAE attack often lasts for 3 days, sometimes even longer, and many people have HAE experience 3 or more swelling attacks per month. The frequency and severity of attacks vary significantly among individuals, even among affected family members. The vast majority of people with HAE have a genetic defect that causes a deficiency in the plasma protein called C1 inhibitor. HAE is also seen in people who have normal levels of C1 inhibitor. However, genetic defects in other genes cause their angioedema. The strategy that NTLA 2002 uses is to knock out the target gene kallikrein B1 or KLKB1 to reduce plasma kallikrein activity and thus prevent HAE attacks. NTLA 2002 is currently being evaluated in a phase 1/2 study in adults with type 1 or type 2 HAE. What I have read is that KLKB1 gene provides instructions for making a protein called prekallikrein. Prekallikrein is produced in the liver and circulates in the blood. A molecule called factor 12, which is which is written as X11 in Roman. So factor X11 converts prekallikrein to another protein called plasma kallikrein. And plasma kallikrein helps turn on or activate more factor 12, and it's a kind of a cascading process. Plasma kallikrein and factor 12 are involved in the early stages of blood clotting as part of a process called the intrinsic coagulation pathway. Blood clots protect the body after an injury by sealing off the damaged blood vessels and preventing further blood loss. So in a way, it does a good function. The interaction between plasma kallikrein and factor 12 also indicates a series of chemical reactions resulting in the release of a protein called bradykinin. I think it's pronounced as bradykinin. Bradykinin promotes inflammation by increasing the permeability of blood vessel walls, allowing more fluids to leak into body tissues. This leakage causes the swelling that accompanies inflammation. So basically what I gather is that controlling plasma kallikrein can provide relief to HAE sufferers. Now, having given you the background about what HAE is and how it is caused and what are its symptoms on people who suffer from HAE, I would like to proceed to the data released from Intellia. Intellia reported positive results for NTLA 2000 and summarized their findings this morning, that is 12th of November 2022, and I'm bringing this to you as soon as I can. And the reports are as follows: robust reduction in plasma kallikrein levels and HAE attack rates observed at all doses tested. The data presented are from 10 adult patients with HAE in phase 1 dose escalation portion of the study with a data cutoff date of September 28, 2022. And single doses of 25 mg was given to 3 people, 50 mg to 4, and 75 mg to 3 of the NTLA 2002 therapy. And it was done via intravenous infusion. And changes from baseline values of plasma kallikrein protein were measured for each patient. Here are the summarized results. All patients treated in the 25 mg and 75 mg cohorts have an ongoing attack-free interval through the latest follow-up. So the latest follow-up, I think, would have been on the 28th of September. First 3 patients treated have an ongoing attack-free interval of 5.5 to 10.6 months after a single dose of NTLA 2002. NTLA 2002 was generally well tolerated at all dose levels. Typically, phase 1 study aims at safety and of the therapy, and phase 2 generally goes to the efficacy. So now we have really good results at this point of time for NTLA 2002, in my personal opinion. Now let us look at the actual press release for more granular data. So I'm going to take you into the website to look at the press release. Well, here we are in the press release page for Intellia Therapeutics, and I opened the latest press release. This was released on November 12th, that is this evening at around 4:30 p.m. I've already spoken to you about these summary points in my earlier monologue. Additionally, it says here Intellia to host an investor event to discuss updated data from phase 1 of 2 study of Intellia 2002, its second systemically administered in vivo CRISPR candidate, on Monday, November 14th at 8 a.m. Now, if you want to look at the granular data, we have here this table, and it says here, administration of NTLA 2002 led to deep dose-dependent reductions in plasma kallikrein as described below, based on complete cohort biomarker data availability for 25 mg and 75 mg cohorts. These deep reductions in plasma kallikrein were sustained through the observation period, which ranged from week 16 to week 32. So the way I would read this table is that the range of improvement that has been shown in reduction of kallikrein is pretty impressive. Like for 25 mg cohort, it was 64% at week 32. For 50 mg cohort, it was 81% at day 22. And for 75 mg cohort, it was 92% at week 16. So this is over and above the safety aspect. I think this looks more like efficacy. But the fact is that all these cohorts have been safe, and they had no adverse reaction, no major adverse reaction that was likely to be detrimental for this study. So it seems to me that not only has the safety been demonstrated, but also a bit of efficacy has also been demonstrated, which means phase 2 is likely to go even better. And we have another section which talks about HAE attack reduction rates. So HAE attack rates are measured in the dose escalation portion of the study, with the first analysis occurring at the end of the pre-specified 16-week preliminary observation period. To date, all patients in the 25 mg and 75 mg dose cohorts have reached the end of this initial observation period. In ongoing follow-up, as described below, patients in the 50 mg cohort have not completed the preliminary 16-week observation period. So for those people who had the cohorts who had 50 mg, we might get the data at a later date. But right now we have data for cohorts of 25 mg and 75 mg whose baseline attack rate in the screening period was 1.1 to 7.2 attacks per month. for the 25 mg cohort, and mean HAE attack rate reduction in week 1 to 16 was 91%, and mean HAE attack rate reduction week 5 to 16 was 89%, and duration of ongoing attack-free interval was 5.5 months to 10.6 months. Likewise, if you look at the 75 mg cohort, they had baseline attack rate during the screening period of 4.0 to 5.9 attacks per month, so these are more severe. And their mean HAE attack rate reduction was slightly lesser at 78%, and mean attack rate reduction week 5 to 16 was 89%, which is matching what we have for the cohort with 25 mg. And duration of ongoing attack-free interval for the 75 mg cohort was 2.3 to 4.2 months. So friends, I am thinking that these results are pretty good. And I think probably when they go into phase 2 trials, they should be doing pretty well. And I think phase 2 would be easier for Intellia given the way the data looks right now to me. Of course, I must caution you that I'm not a scientist or neither do I have clinical trial background. Looking at it from an investor perspective and doing a little bit of research to understand how to read the clinical test results is what I gather. If any of you have a different opinion, please put that in the comments below so that we can get educated. So as I said, to me, the data release looks like a positive catalyst. I think that we have not only seen safety, which is the goal of phase 1 clinical trial, but also we have seen a little bit of efficacy also out there. And Intellia shares have risen 14% since it's closed approximately around 48.15 on Wednesday, 9th of November, to the closing price of 54.95 that was recorded on Friday at close of market. It'll be interesting to see the momentum gather on market open this Monday. Let's not forget that earlier in September, Intellia announced positive results for the NTLA 2001, showing more than 90% reduction in TTR. Overall, seems like a good day ahead for Intellia on Monday. And the company is also working towards consolidating their IP. So I think I'm feeling very positive about Intellia after this data release. Let's see what happens on Monday morning. And I'll also like to remind you that on 15th of November at 10 o'clock, I'll be releasing the video, which is the interview with Jeff Galvin, who is the CEO of American Gene Technologies. I had a very interesting discussion with him, and it seems that they are on a very great track with AGT103 for cure of HIV, functional cure of HIV, I must say. It's a nice watch. It's a 1 hour long video, but I think once you get started, you'll be hooked onto it. With that said, my friends, I would like to say bye. Have a great weekend. Catch you on Monday. Bye for now.